All right, yeah. First of all, thank you so much for attending the Launch It Digital Pioneers program kickoff and information session. As you know, it'll be a very special day as we have a guest speaker, Christina Okorocha, who is a Forbes 30 under 30 founder, and she is the co-founder and director of VAMP, a cultural marketing agency here in the UK. And today will be all about you learning what the Digital Pioneers program is all about. And we'll have a little bit of inspiration coming from Christina. And to start off, let me pass it on to Laura, our development director.
Hi everyone, my name is Laura and I am Director of Development at Launch It. I'm going to be talking to you today a little bit about the program, Digital Pioneers program, so you can find out more about that. Uh, we just wanted to do a couple of introductions before we do that. So as I mentioned, my name's Laura. Sarah Hill, you will see on the screen there, she is not available for the call today, but you will be receiving emails from Sarah if you do join the Digital Pioneers program. So we thought we would show you her face. Ed, would you like to introduce yourself?
So I'm Ed. I'm the marketing and communications manager for Launchit, and I'll be helping throughout the Digital Pioneers program as well.
And Christina.
Hi everyone. Good afternoon. I'm Christina Okorocha. As Ed already introduced me, co-founder of VAMP, director of entertainment. I'm gonna be your guest speaker today.
Thanks all. So I just wanted to say a little bit about Launch It and what we do. So we are a not-for-profit. We help young people aged 18 to 30 to start and grow a business. We've been going for 25 years this year, which is amazing. We've helped over 12,000 young people to get started. We offer an incubation program from our enterprise centres, which are across the UK. And from there, you can access affordable workspace, training, mentoring, and funding opportunities. So do go and check out our website. If you are looking for further support, we've always got programs running. And like I say, we have a longer term incubation program, which might be of interest. Moving on to the actual Digital Pioneers program, which is kicking off today. The purpose of this program is to help you understand how to use digital tools to grow your business. So as we know, the digital landscape is changing all the time. There's so many things out there that you could access to help you, and we want to help you to do that. What happens on the course is that every week, every month, there will be a masterclass teaching you about these new technologies available, helping you build your digital skills. There will also be an inspirational talk every month. If you join the program, you will get access to a one-to-one mentor. I will talk a little bit more about those. And you will also access support from your peers. So we'll create a WhatsApp group where you can all share advice and your experiences. At the end of the program, there will be an option to pitch for a share of £5,000, and I'll also talk a little bit more about that. Who is this program for? So criteria to join is you have to be between aged 18 and 30. You can live anywhere across the UK. You need to be trading for a minimum of 6 months. This is so you can get the most out of the program. And you can be in any sector, so any type of business is fine. We do want to focus on people that may face barriers to making their business successful. So some people, when they start a business, they might be able to access their parents' networks, or perhaps their parents have enough money to help them with that business. Or perhaps they've already got a really good job and they've got money themselves. We want to focus on people that don't have those opportunities, and we want to help to level the playing field so that even if you have barriers and struggles, with support like this, you can overcome them and really make your business successful. In order to qualify for the pitch, you do need to attend 3 masterclass workshops and 2 mentoring sessions. Spaces on the course are limited. we would like to offer everyone a space, but because it is funded and we only have a certain amount of mentors, then the spaces are limited. So the program is actually funded by the Access Foundation, and that's why we can make this free to you, is because it's already been paid for. So who is coming to join us? Well, other than the fantastic Christina that we have with you today, we've got a great selection of speakers here. Lewis, for example, there in the middle, he is a TEDx speaker and he's worked with some of the world's most exciting founders, CEOs, and entrepreneurs to help them build their personal brands. Abby, bottom left, set up an app called Polish Pad, which is customers looking for a nail tech can book through her app. Sagan on the right there, you may have heard of the Gym Kitchen. He's managed to get it into most mainstream supermarkets. So he's doing very well with that business. So we've got an excellent array of speakers, and do go and look them up for yourselves. In terms of the mentoring, we also have a fantastic bank of mentors to connect you to. The idea with the mentoring is that you will have one-to-one help with your particular business. What does your particular business need in order to grow? Your mentor can help you with that. Now, many of our mentors come from a company called Elixir, who are business consultants to some very big businesses that you can see there, HSBC, Microsoft, and LVMH, who are a luxury goods brand. They would charge around £500 per hour for their business consulting. So this is an excellent opportunity for you to access their experience. We also have someone who was the first chief technical officer at Shazam. And there's a couple of quotes there from people that have signed up to become mentors in terms of their experience. Now, there are 3 mentoring sessions available across the course, which runs between now and September. And in September is when we have the pitch event. So the idea is that during the course, you will learn about digital tools or software that will help the growth of your business. You will then be able to put in a pitch to get the money to actually implement that. It will be a share of £5,000. We haven't decided exactly how we're going to divide that up. Usually it's between around 3 prizes. And as I said before, to qualify, you must attend 3 masterclasses and 2 mentoring sessions at a minimum. Obviously, we hope that you will attend much more. This is just a snapshot of what the program looks like. So we are here today on the 19th of Feb with our kickoff session. After this, you will receive the application form if you haven't already in an email. And you do need to fill that out to get onto the course. You will also be sent a link so you can sign up for a check-in with a launch advisor. They will learn more about your business and understand your business best so they can match you with the right mentor. Very important to do those 2 things if you do want to join, the application and the check-in. From then on, every month, as I said, the first Wednesday of the month is a masterclass. The third Wednesday of the month is an inspirational talk. So there's lots of stuff happening. And there are also 3 mental sessions for you to get involved with between now or leading up to September when we have that pitch event. So, as I've just mentioned, in order to apply to the course, do look out for that email with the application form and the link to book in with an advisor. That will be via Calendly. You will book a time that's suitable for you. We will then check if you are eligible for the course. If you are accepted on the course, you'll be matched with a mentor and you'll be introduced to your mentor via email. As I mentioned, course spaces are limited. And the mentor matching will happen on a first come, first serve basis. So the sooner you can get your advisor check-in, the better. If you do not need to access any of these mentoring sessions or the pitch, then you can absolutely 100% sign up to the masterclasses and speaker sessions anyway. Those are available to everybody. Also, if you're not eligible for the course, you can still go to those masterclasses and speaker sessions. And that is everything that I wanted to share with you. If there are any questions, then I'm very happy to answer those now. You can put them into the chat, or you can just take yourself off mute and ask away. There's just one question here, which is, how do I receive the application form? So that will be via email into your email address that you provided for this session. Do check your junk, because sometimes, or your spam, sometimes our emails will go into there. Oh, Ed has also shared the link to the application form in the chat. Do you have to be trading 6 months now or 6 months by September? Ideally, we want you to have been trading for 6 months already and have some revenue coming in. This is so that you can get the most out of the course. If you would like to apply and we can then meet with you and discuss your business with you, then you're very welcome to do that, and we can make a decision once we get to know you a bit better. Is it open to co-founders? Yes, absolutely. Co-founders can join. If only one of you can join, that's fine, but one person from the business will need to join 3 masterclasses and have a mentor to be able to pitch. Do you need to have an existing business, or are there resources available how to start a business? So this is not the course for you if you're looking on how to start. You're better off joining one of our courses called Launch It Labs for that. This is for people that have a business existing. As I say, you're welcome to come to the talks. Might be a silly one. There's no silly questions. What did you mean by trading for 6 months? Yeah, so the idea is that you have started trading, selling your product, selling your service, and that was over 6 months ago, so that you have got a business going that you can grow. As I said, if you would like to discuss that with us, then do set up a meeting with one of the advisors and they can talk through and see if you are eligible. Application form is above and there. Do you need a certain revenue? No, you don't. To clarify, both co-founders can pitch, even if one can attend sessions. Yes, that's fine. Okay, great. If you do have any other questions, please email info@launchit, and we will be very happy to answer those for you. The email with the application registration form, yes. So you fill in that registration form. The email with the link to set up a meeting for the mentor training, that will come today or tomorrow. So look out for that. Excellent. Thank you so much. So Ed, I will hand back to you.
Yeah, thanks, Laura, and thanks everyone for being so engaged with your questions. And yeah, so we'll move on to the main part of the day, which is, as you all know, we have Christina to have an inspirational talk. I won't go through all the amazing things Christina does and have done, because you will all learn about it as we go along. So I'll just pass it on over. Everyone, please meet Christina Okorocha, VAMP co-founder and director of entertainment.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Again, I want to share my screen quickly. Hopefully, you guys can see it. Thumbs up if you can see it, just to give me, you know. Okay, great. All right, so welcome to my inspirational talk. Hopefully, you can get some nuggets from this. I'd love some interaction, so if you want to talk in the chat, feel free to, but there'll be a Q&A at the end for you to ask as many questions as you like. I've left enough time for that. So yeah, this isn't myself in the picture. Around it are some of the brands that I've worked with personally in terms of like speaking opportunities, and we've been featured in the Times recently via the Black Business Show, Forbes 30 Under 30, which Ed has mentioned to me. Ruby and Ruby, my co-founders, got into Forbes 30 Under 30, which was a big surprise for us, but it was a great honor because we were amongst other entrepreneurs. And at the time, I think we were trading for like 6 years, so it was nice to have that kind of recognition, which was great. But essentially, I'm Christina Okorocha, co-founder of VAMP. I'm going to give you more information about VAMP as we go through this presentation, and director of entertainment. Actually, let me carry on so I can give you the background story of everything. So I wanted to start off with like my career life timeline. So I grew up in Newham. Any Newham people, just put it in the chat, you know, hi everyone. So I grew up in Stratford, specifically Plaistow, Stratford Plaistow. So that's where I went to school. That's where I learned a lot of stuff about community and just being around different types of diverse people. And I was in my own little bubble. I never left East London. I only left to go to kind of university. So I studied at Coventry University. I did business studies, and that's where I met my co-founders. So Ruby and Rumby both studied medium and culture communications, and I studied business. I was also part of the African Caribbean Society. I was vice president of that, and I think that's when I realized, you know, what my skills were. And I think it's important to just identify your skills from young. And skills don't always have to be something that you learn. Sometimes they're natural things that come to you. I think because I was from an area where we all about community and friendship. I think when I went to university and I was part of the ACS, I kind of knew how to kind of bring people together, and I knew how to like kind of talk to different people, which was great for me. As part of my course, business studies, I had a year in industry. So I worked at Canon. So I worked there for 12 months. I was a product planner. It was not that exciting, guys. I was not with the printers. I mean, I wasn't with the cameras. I was with the printers. So a lot of people don't know that Canon does printers. And I was in that section doing product planning with EMEA, which sounds kind of boring, but it really taught me a lot because I learned about localization and doing business in multiple countries and what that looks like. And also it was a Japanese company. So that was completely different to anything I knew, like, and it was a great experience because they did things like they felt like I spoke too fast, and I was like, do I really speak that fast? And they taught me how to kind of slow down my speech because obviously I'm dealing with different languages, and I met business clients. It was a great experience, and then I went on to working at Google for the summer, so I did an internship at Google, and that wasn't the easiest to get, but I got it, and I was very grateful to get that because it was a big experience working for a technology company as big as Google. It was like a 5 month experience, which was no 3 month experience, which was great. I learned so much about being with smart, nice people. That's what I'd say about Google. They're like smart people, but they're also nice. They teach you a lot about stuff. Free food. You never forget that free. When you're from Newham and you're from a background where the free food ain't unlimited, that was the amazing place for me to be. And I used to just think, wow, I can really aspire to have this kind of like life. And that's where kind of the idea of VAMP began when I was on my internship. One of my co-founders was in the same building as me at Universal. She went to my uni as well, so we were friends anyway. And then we called our friend Rumby, and then we all started the business together. So we started it there. That's when we kind of started trading. But we weren't really officially like a proper business because, you know, we hadn't really graduated. We just wanted to start a business. We had the idea, which I think is very important. It's not just about starting your business and then registering and thinking, yeah, you know, I'm going to go from there. It's sometimes you have to have that concept and like talk about it and develop the business first. Then I graduated my degree, and I went to work at Ad Parlor, which is like an ad tech company. It's like running ads for like YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and stuff. And I learned so much about being in a company. And all that is my experience working for corporate, basically. So that year and I would add up a year, like 2 years maybe, working in corporate. And I think a lot of people, you know, say, oh, maybe you don't need to work in corporate, you can go and work for yourself first. I think it's very important to have that structure and establish how to work for other people first before you go and now work for yourself, which I believe is very important because there's loads of programs and structures that people have in their companies that you might want to implement for yourself. But yeah, so now my job is VAMP. So co-founded VAMP officially in 2017, and I've left the timeline, you know, there's extra going on the side because I'm thinking, what is going to be next for me? You know, there's going to be more to my journey and more to my career. So I wanted to drop in some like little inspirational quotes throughout this presentation that kind of relate to what I'm saying. So step out of the history that is holding you back, step into the new story you're willing to create. So, my background is coming from East London. I didn't really have a lot of people who started businesses around me. Didn't really see a lot of people like me in top positions, but I wanted to step out of that and create a story for me that is my own story. The amazing Oprah Winfrey said that, which is a quote that inspires me. Um, so these are some personal achievements that I have. So co-founded agency with no funding, grew into a seven-figure business, sat on panels advising brands and creators on brand partnerships, including places like Instagram, Google, all the places that you saw in the beginning. I mentor young women and also mentor young people and advise business owners, Forbes in the 30, as I've mentioned. Mayor's Fund for London Ambassador. So I also go to schools and I talk to a lot of younger people who are like under the age of like 18 about entrepreneurship as well as just about careers as well, which is very important to me because I wish I had that when I was younger because I didn't know what I wanted to do. Up till the age of uni, I thought I was going to be actress. I don't know. Even looking back, I'm thinking I could have never been an actress. But I thought I was going to be. I don't know how. But I think it's because I only ever saw people who look like me acting. I never saw them in like entrepreneurship, business opportunities. But yeah, HSBC top 25 Black entrepreneurs to watch list, which was part of the Black Business Week, which was amazing. So I'm going to tell you a lot about VAMP. Hopefully a lot of people in this chat have heard about it before, but I think sometimes we don't do the best at explaining exactly what we do, but our work speaks for itself, which is kind of what we like anyway. So we're a culture first agency. So when we first started, we served Black culture specifically, Black women. So we came into this industry and we felt like a lot of the people that were inspiring us, we weren't seeing getting campaigns and getting different ads and stuff. So we decided let's come and be the people that, be the change we want to see. And we managed a friend called Mariam Musa. We managed her for years, got her loads of brand partnerships and deals. And what we realized was when we were doing those deals, a lot of the brands didn't really know what they were doing. They would ask us for advice. So we were like, okay, let's start that arm of, consulting brands and like doing bigger influencer marketing campaigns before influencer marketing was a real big thing. So our strategy is authentically diversifying the industry. So we revamp strategies, we come up with different event management. There's so much that we do sometimes. It's a bit overwhelming, I'm not gonna lie. But it's because we came in at a time that, you know, there wasn't an agency like us. There wasn't an agency that was serving Black people in the UK. Obviously, when 2020 happened and the murder of George Floyd, there was more eyes on Black culture and Black people, and that was kind of people started working with us essentially after that. A lot more people were already working with us, but after that, people started to realize I do need to work with a Black agency, which was great. So these are some of our departments that we specialize in: film and TV, publicity, talent management, influencer marketing, entertainment, and podcasts, which I'm going to go into a bit more. Um, so yeah, if you don't stand for something, you fall for anything. So Vamp, we had our niche, which was culture, Black culture, and we had a lot of people who told us, you need to serve everyone, you can't just pigeonhole yourself, but we didn't listen. We stuck to what we were good at and what we thought was right. And we're, 8 years in now, which is great for us. So these are some of the services that we have. So music, sports, gaming, we do through influencer marketing, we do brand partnerships events for music companies, sports companies, gaming companies, podcasts. We used to produce a podcast called Pressed, which was on BBC. We sold half of it to the BBC. Of Adiola Patron and Mariam Musa, who we managed at the time. We created a podcast for them because we wanted to make sure they have, more opportunities outside of just being an influencer, and being a podcaster / broadcaster was a great thing to do. We do influencer marketing campaigns. We manage tons of influencers, which I'm going to go through. And we've managed influencers such as Nella Rose, as I said, Adiola Patron, Mariam Musa, and I'll go through Victor Kunda, I'll go through all the people. And film and TV PR, that's something that we are very much known for. We do a lot of campaigns in that space, which I'll go into again. But yeah, I wanted to go through some of our case studies so you understand a bit more about kind of like what we do. So these are some of the campaigns, these are some of the movie campaigns we work on. I'm going to give you a little story because I think it'll be good to kind of give you a little story about how we started. So when we first started VAMP, we thought, yeah, we're gonna manage influencers, we're gonna be that go-to agency for Black culture, Black entertainment. And then we saw a bus go past and it had Girl Strip on it. I don't know if some of you guys know the film Girl Strip. And we were like, we can work on that movie. We had no idea how, no way, nothing. All we knew is Ruby worked at Universal when she interned. So she was like, okay, cool. Let me call them. So she called Universal Pictures and she was like, yeah, so we got an agency, we want to pitch to work on this film. And the lady there was like, oh, okay, do you know what? I haven't even started working on it yet, but send the deck in and just tell us what you want to do. So we sent the deck in, and she was like, oh, this is great, send another deck in. And we were like, no, we're gonna come in and we're gonna pitch to you. So we ended up going into Universal Pictures, pitching the ideas that we had, and we ended up getting like a full allocation to the screening. And in that screening, this was in 2017, and we had Melissa's wardrobe, the receipts, we had Ella Eyre, we had Michaela Cole, we had all these people in one room. And they said that the box office target for that weekend was, I think it was about 500K, and we doubled it essentially because of all the kind of attention that it got from those kind of women being in the room, which was amazing. And after we did that, we called Disney and we were like, "Huh? We just did this movie. Is there any way you can let us do Black Panther?" And they let us. So we went into Disney, pitched for Black Panther, and since then we worked on Black Panther 1 and we've worked on Black Panther 2, and we've also worked on all of these campaigns here. And essentially, in film and TV, we put ourselves in a position where we brought influencers into that industry. And it wasn't just Black influencers, it was influencers in general. And I always like to take credit for it. My business partner, sometimes she's like, it's not just us who did it. But I'm like, we did it first because we told the companies and the studios that you need influencers on this carpet. It's not just about celebrities. So we started to essentially do that, which was great for us. But yeah, these are some of the stuff that we've done. Sorry, let me just go back and just say something. So Little Mermaid, Rylane, Spider-Man, Bel Air, Riches. And this means that we work with brands such as like Disney, Amazon, Netflix, Universal, all Sony, all the big kind of companies, which is great. Yeah, and these are some more of the companies that we work with. I wanted to, access isn't there, but it's fine, guys. Essentially, last year, through working on Little Mermaid and being in touch with Yvette, who is Beyonce's PR manager. We built a relationship with her, and she messaged us one day and she was like, there's something that we're working on and we want you guys to pitch for it. And we pitched for it and we got it. So it was Beyonce's Sacred hair care brand. Essentially, they were looking for like a PR agency, but we were more influencer marketing. And they were like, yeah, we love what you guys do. Let's work with you. So we ended up doing the UK launch for Sacred, which was amazing. We sent the product out to loads of influencers. We got a lot of people talking about it, which was amazing. And it was a kind of testament to the work that we've done throughout the years. It was just like, we are the UK cultural agency that people can come to and trust, not just in the UK, but around the world. And in the US, they clearly see that, we can do that, which was good. And that's just like Beyonce. The reason why I put this here is because Beyonce is like, she's been my queen since I was like in school. So it's like a full circle moment, being someone's fan and then them becoming your client. It's just, you can just aspire to anything, guys. I'm just, yeah. Oh, wait, let me see. Why it's not clicking? Okay. Yes. Yes. So Netflix is one of our clients. So as you can see, Asher Glean is a talent of ours. So he basically interviewed Kevin Hart for Netflix, which was a big moment for us. Disney Plus. Oh, I'm so sad I didn't request access to all this stuff, guys. You'll see it, but maybe I can kind of send out this deck to people to go through. Iwaju was an animated show that was sold to Disney Plus by a Nigerian director, and they tapped us in to work on this. So we did like a screening, we did some influencer campaigns, and it was just an amazing project to be a part of because I think he was one of the first directors. I think they've even won awards because of this show, and it's an amazing show. I think you guys should kind of check it out. But working on this was kind of amazing for us, and we had great kind of results from this. Little Mermaid here. We did the guest listing for this, and we did the red carpet experience. Hailey is an amazing. She played Ariel amazingly, and she's a great talent to work with. And we were able to kind of get her to be interviewed by certain talent. We did stuff on the carpet. We got junket. So let me explain what junket is. So basically, a junket is when you bring the talent and other people come to interview them. So any interviews you see around movies where you see like the talent sitting there, the celebrity, the actress or the actor being interviewed by someone, that's a junket. So being able to get someone to sit with that talent is hard because you have like between 6 minutes and 12 minutes with that person. So getting them to approve you is a difficult task, but Ruby's always able to do that really well. And we do that a lot with Disney. So yeah. And then yeah, these are some of the stuff that we do in terms of like influencers. So we, like I said, when we first started VAMP, we felt like there wasn't a lot of people that looks like us that were getting these ads and these campaigns. So we made it a real big mission for us to propel up and coming talent. So within that kind of sphere of influencer marketing, these are all the things that we do. So we have a network. The network of influencers that we may not manage, but we do push forward for campaigns. We do PR. We do PR for our talent that work with us, which means raising their profile, obviously profile raising, campaign consultancy. We consult clients on like massive campaigns. Like for example, Disney asked us to do Lion King recently, and we pitched influencers to do like content on socials. Influencer marketing is such a huge sphere of things, guys. But yeah. Oh, can you hear this? No, you probably can't. Let me turn the mute. Let me mute it so you can just watch it. So essentially, another side of VAMP is entertainment. So we work a lot with music labels to work with artists to kind of promote their music. Jay Huss, his record label is actually like really good friends of ours, which I'll talk about later in terms of supporting your peers and stuff. This is the album that his most recent album that went to #1. They asked us to do a big activation around it. Which we did, and it turned out really well. We got Beats to support it. We got loads of PR, loads of influencers to come. And it was just a moment. It was a movement because the album ended up going to #1. We had thousands of people come to the shop to buy merchandise. It was just a moment. We had people playing games, people got their hair cut. It's just being able to be a culture agency that lets things, that produces events like this is just the reason why we are who we are, you know? Yeah. And then iSpice and Spotify after party. So for wireless, Spotify usually throw a party. They didn't do one last year, but they tapped us to produce this party with them. And essentially we got some PR around the party. iSpice hosted it, and we got loads of like kind of celebrities and influencers to the party, which seems like just fun. Because the thing is, like things like this seem like, oh, you know, just you go and you just throw a party. It's so fun. But when this is your work, and for Spotify to come to us to do this, there are so many agencies. And for Spotify to come to us to do this means that we've done a great job of showing how we can throw events and how we can get it talked about and we can get the right people in the room. So yeah, we got it covered by Evening Standard, NME, The Sun, Daily Mail. It was a great event, and it was one for the books for us, definitely. Neo's a good friend of ours now. So Neo came to London and he had a song that was coming out, and somehow we got in touch with him and he wanted to work with us. And it was through the label actually. Through the label we got in touch with him, but now every time he's here, he will always message us to kind of do stuff. But we did something with him like influencer content, which was great. We had amazing views on it. It got posted by blogs and everything, which was great for us. Arsenal, not sure if there's any Arsenal fans in the chat. I'm an Arsenal fan because they're my client. But we essentially work with Arsenal to produce events for their club, for their membership club. And we, for example, if they have an away game, would produce a screening, or if, you know, there's a female game, we'll produce a screening for that and get the partners involved, which is an amazing thing for us. Like working with Arsenal is great. They're a local club, and it's like you see like companies as these huge entities, but remember everyone started really small. Arsenal didn't even start in North London, it started in Woolwich. You know, it was a small club in Woolwich, and then they moved to North London, and now they're in Arsenal. And just imagine the growth that they had to get there. And it's always just nice to just think about that stuff when you're working with people. So going into some of the talent that we represent, Asher Glean. So Asha is a influencer who is huge on TikTok, over 2 million followers on TikTok, has a great personality, and brands just love working with him. When we came across him, he was doing well on TikTok already, but he wasn't commercial, which means that he wasn't really making money from what he was doing. So we essentially created a strategy, and we basically pushed him out, got him. He won a GWAP award for best creator. He did loads of stuff with Meta. Like I said, he did stuff with Netflix. But this is because of the strategy that we put behind him. And he's just a great character in general. We have Shamara. I'm not too sure if people know Shamara London. She's an influencer, creator. She's also an artist that we work with. We get a loads of campaigns. She's a great person to work with. We have Catch. We have Diamond, who's a mum of five, balancing children, wife, being a creator, and just also being just an amazing person. We work with her to do loads of campaigns. We also have Charlie Kamali, who's a fashion influencer. Shaq, who was on Love Island, we represent him now. We do loads of different campaigns with him, with like Red Stripe, done stuff with like Disney with him too. Just Juice, she's actually an American creator who moved to the UK to further her career. She actually studied chemistry. She was a teacher in the US and she came to the UK to become a creator. And we've worked with her on multiple campaigns, which has been great. And, you know, like, I don't know if there's any like kind of creators as well who are in this because, you know, a lot of people who run business also are part-time creators. She's just a testament to someone who, you know, pushes herself to just do more and just finds new opportunities and like sees herself as a businesswoman, but also as a creator, which I think is very important for people to see themselves as now for personal branding. Elizabeth Foshe, she does nails. She's quite big on TikTok as well. But yeah, and then we have a network of influencers that we work with. You could recognize people like Dami here, who used to be on Love Island. And you know, there's loads of creators here who are, we don't necessarily manage them, but when there's campaigns, we bring them to them because we believe in like supporting the ecosystem of influencers, even if we don't manage them ourselves. Yeah, you got people here like Paige Cakey and Maggie Mayhem, who are quite big. But yeah, going into my next quote, which is, if your life does not get better by chance, it gets better by change, which I think is a great quote by Jim Rohn. I think, you know, a lot of people think life is about luck, you know, and just getting these opportunities that get presented to you. No, you have to be the person that actually actively changes your life and changes your circumstances, which I believe is very important to entrepreneurship, especially. So I wanted to go back and just go back to how VAMP started because there are a lot of like entrepreneurs in this, whether you haven't started your business yet or you'll be on this program. We met at Coventry University studying different subjects. And we didn't know we were going to be co-founders. We just thought we were going to be friends. And I think it's important to have co-founders. I saw someone in the chat write about, you know, can I join if I'm just a co-founder? And I think it's important that not everyone has to do the same thing as founders. I think founders can all do different things and bring different things to the conversation and bring different things to business. You don't always have to do things by yourself as well as a founder. Obviously, you're not always going to find people who are, you know, willing to give as much as you're willing to give when it comes to business. But sometimes it's great to have the support, and I want to go into that in a second. But yeah, we started at Coventry University. Well, we started on the placement, officially started. I always tell the story that, you know, I was in my job at Ed Parlor. I was there for 9 months. I told my manager, I was like, oh, I have this business. He used to let me go to meetings and do meetings. And then when I told him I wanted to quit, he was like, okay, fine, like fair, you can quit. But then I went to Vegas and I spent all my money, you know, and then I came back thinking that I'm gonna start a business, which was very tough. And it wasn't the best way to start, but it was kind of like a big leap, you know, and I think starting a business is all about taking that leap. How we built VAMP. So networking. With Girls Trip, you know, when I told the story about, you know, that movie that we worked on, Michaela Cole came to our screening, but the only reason she came to our screening was because I knew she was at a party. So I went to this party and I went up to her and I was like, I've got this screening, I've got a business. And she was like, yeah, I would love to support you. And then she came to the thing, you know. And that might not be networking per se. That's more going to the party and, you know, networking a little bit. But that's an example of mixing, you know, enjoyment, fun with kind of getting your work done, you know. And even besides that, I'm a big networker. From young, I've always been into just talking to different people, just going to different networking events and meeting new people. You never know what you could bring to the table. Sometimes you go to an event thinking, oh, there's that person who I really want to talk to. I know their journey is amazing. I want them to inspire me. But then you could go there and you can meet so many different people that might not be here. They might just even just be on your level, but you can learn so much from them, you know? So networking is important. Building new relationships. Sometimes it can be daunting talking to people and getting to know new people, but it's important to build new relationships, like I don't know. It's so important to like meet new people. We can get comfortable in our little network of people, people that sound like us, people that talk like us, people that look like us, people are interested in the same thing as us. Sometimes you have to step out of that zone and meet new people. You can meet someone else that is interested in the things you are interested in, but also can teach you so much. So yeah, build new relationships, get on LinkedIn, message people on LinkedIn, DM people, go to events. Um, we believe in our products. We built VAMP because we believed in Black culture. I think at the time there was no one to look to that was doing what we were doing, but we believe that if we were being inspired by people, I'm so sure that these brands need to work with those people that are inspiring us. We believed in everything that we were bringing to the table, which is important. You should all believe in your business, believe in yourself, believe in your business. Nurturing relationships. When you build the new relationships, you have to nurture them. And that doesn't mean taking money out of your pocket and always taking them to lunch or taking them to dinner. Sometimes just going to an event that they're doing. If they've got an event that they've, planned or an event that they're speaking at, go to that event, support it. Even message them, oh, I see you've got something on, let me know how I can help you. That's how you nurture relationships without having to spend the coin, because it's not easy time right now. Provide a great service. When you're delivering a product or delivering a service for your clients, just make sure you are reliable. Make sure that you are honest about deadlines. Make sure that you can deliver what you say you're going to deliver. When you do that, people will come back to you no matter what. I had a friend who, I think he told me that, there was a client that he worked with and he thought it went so well, but he hadn't heard from them. And I said to him, message them, ask them if they've got anything on that you can work on. He messaged them and they were like, yeah, we remember working with you. And it was so great. We've got this project for you. It's like providing that service so people always remember, even if they don't remember you and you're not, because it's out of sight, out of mind in this industry, if people haven't worked with you for a long time, they're not going to remember, oh, there's that person. Sometimes you have to message them and be like, hi, I'm still here, work with me. And then they'll remember how you worked with them and they'll work with you again. Collaborating with our peers. So just like I said with J-Hus's management, 2K are like, we call them like our brothers. So we have people in the industry like 2K management. We have people like What Magazine who we, grew with like years ago when we were all in hotels working on our laptops, no office, no nothing. We had those people that we knew we could lean on and those people we can get advice from. And so I think it's important that you guys kind of network horizontally. I was going to say vertically. Network horizontally with people that people that are your age, people who are in the same kind of growth stage as you, people who are in this course. If you do end up joining the course, network with the people who are around the course because they can also teach you stuff that you think I might be able to teach you, but they could teach you that too. So just make sure you take advantage of the people that are around you. Ask for feedback. Ask for feedback from your clients. Ask for feedback from people that you work with, whether that be someone that you employ or someone that you just deliver a service to. Sometimes getting feedback isn't always the nicest thing because you think, oh, they're going to come for me, yeah, or, but sometimes it can be positive, but also it can be, they could say something and you could be like, actually, X, Y, Z, and then you can clear it up and you can go forth, Sometimes just get that feedback. It's always good. And then also supporting each other. We're very big on like we're three founders. We do democracy, like we vote two against one. No matter how you feel, if two people say it, then that one person lost, but we still support each other. Like we're all three Black women, we all go through our stuff, we're all not always going to be 100% all the time. So as co-founders, we need to support each other and also just supporting people around you, which is important. Next quote. Some people dream of success while other people get up every morning and make it happen. And I think it's an amazing quote by Wayne. I can't say his surname, so I'm not going to butcher his surname. By Wayne, because I think it's all about actually doing it and waking up and doing it. Me and my friends have been talking recently about how everybody has the same idea. Don't ever think that your idea is original. Even if someone in the UK don't have this idea, someone in Turkey has the idea. But it's all about the people that actually get up and execute the idea, and making it happen and being and sticking to it and going out there. So yeah, that's what success is, like going out there and pursuing it, which I think is important. Challenges. I don't want to talk about VAMP like it wasn't hard for us. We have had some unfair challenges over the past 8 years. And sometimes I feel like I'm numb to the pain, but business is also about problem solving, and it's also about getting over the next step. You wouldn't be an entrepreneur if you couldn't get up again, you know. So we had no prior business experience. I didn't have a family member that, you know, had a business. None of us did. So when we said we were going to start a business, my experience was from watching The Apprentice on BBC, literally. So I was like, if they can do it, I can do it. So we had no experience. No investment. We bootstrapped VAMP, which meant that we didn't get any funding from anyone. But luckily, we were in a business, and I don't think it's the same now, but we could start a business with no actual capital, and we were young. We were 23. A lot of people on this course are young. Take advantage of that. You know, say you're living at your mum's house, or, you know, you don't have a lot of costs. Take advantage of that. But yeah, we had no investment. We bootstrapped VAMP, which, you know, kind of, it all worked for us. We had no fixed income. So when we first started, we didn't have like, okay, this is how much we're going to pay ourselves. We didn't have investment. So we had no fixed income, which was difficult for us. And it took us a while to figure out how much we would pay ourselves, how we would pay ourselves, where that would come from. But that was a huge challenge for us. No mentors. We didn't really have any mentors when we first started. I don't like looking back, I'm just like, who did we think we were like starting this business? Like we literally had no starting point, but you know, we still did it. We had no business plan. So we just had an idea and we spoke about it and we were like, this is what we're going to do, this is what we're going to do. But we never put a pen to paper and actually write down how we're going to do this, how much profit we're going to make, financial forecasting. We didn't do that. It was an underdeveloped industry. Influencer marketing, like 8 years ago, wasn't an industry that you knew exactly how much you'd make. You couldn't really forecast. Now you can see how much people are making. A lot of people are influencers, brands are actually putting budgets into influencer marketing. But before, we just didn't really know how we were going to do it. We just knew it could be done. So we had to find our way to do it. Now, someone can teach you how to do it, or, you know, brands actually actively invest. Personal issues, you know, in life, we all go through our things. Me, myself, I had personal family issues that were going on when I first started VAMP. And I think you'd be dumb not to think about personal stuff. You know, when you're building a business, every day you think business, 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 but we all are human and we all go through stuff. Which I'm so sure that everyone in this course, you all have your personal things that you go through, and that will affect your business. So you have to mentally prepare yourself for that. You know, you can't always be on all the time. You know, sometimes and you have to put the parameters in place so that you are able to deal with situations, you know. Another quote, the best way to overcome negative situation is to look at the positive aspects of it, which is why every single challenge we had, there was an opportunity. So, and there was a way that we overcame it. So, no prior business experience. We built a business on our own terms, you know, didn't really know what we were doing, but we were like, we know we can do it and we know there is money here. So we ended up building a business on our own terms, which looking back at it, like all the challenges I've said as well, guys, yeah, don't think that it's lit. Like, don't think that I'm very happy that we had all these challenges. No, I'm just kind of looking back at it and thinking we really kind of struggled. There are ways that you don't have to go through this. Having programs like this is ways you don't have to go through certain challenges that we went through. So no investment. You keep 100% of your business and make it investor ready. So when you build a business, guys, you could build a business where you know you need capital. So you could be like, I'm building a business, but I know I'm going to need 5K to start this business. I can't do it on my own. I need 5K. But if you need 5K, you can, you know, get grants. You probably can get a loan. Most likely you can't get a loan because you just started a business. But you could also just get an investor. So when you get an investor, they're going to ask you, oh, this is the percentage of your business that I want to take, you know. But the problem with that is before you even were able to build and make it your proper business, you've already given away some of it. So when we didn't get investors and we were able to scale and we were able to grow into a 7-figure business, looking back, I'm kind of happy because if we did get money from someone, they would have taken a percentage of us and that person would have, you know, told us what to do, you know, would have kind of maybe positioned the business in a different way, which I think, you know, might have hindered us, but it also could have been positive. But I don't know. I'm happy we did it like this. No fixed income. So the way to overcome no fixed income is reduce your costs. You know, if you're someone that likes to go out, get your hair done, get your nails done, if you're starting a business, yeah, and you want to focus on it for 6 months, there's some things that you just have to reduce. That's life. Life is about sacrifice. You know, when you have things like no fixed income, but you know you're passionate about starting something, reduce the costs. You know, that's just how it goes, guys. Like, you know, we had no mentors. I'm big on online mentors. Half my mentors don't really know who I am, but I know them. So people like Oprah, all these people that are huge, Emma Grede, they don't know me, but I know them because I listen to their podcasts. I watch the shows they're on, I read things that they write, and that's very important. Sometimes you look at people and you're like, oh, I wish that person was my mentor, but sometimes the nuggets that they share online or on, certain talks is what you just need. It's what's going to get you through. And that's how I did it. And peers, like I said, I keep harping on about networking horizontally. I just think it's very important to look at people who are maybe your age mates or who are in the same industry as you, who might not be all the way up here, but look at them as mentors. Peer-to-peer mentoring is very important. And we had no business plan, but the way we overcame that was we created one. I know it seems like so obvious, but we didn't have a business plan in the initial beginning because, believe it or not, what VAMP was when we first started isn't what VAMP is now. So it kind of was okay for us to not have one in the beginning, but then create one after. But I would say create your business plan now. I wouldn't suggest creating one after. I would say create it now because you can change it after. Um, Underdeveloped industry, we were ahead of the game. Even though we didn't really know how to play in the industry, we knew that once it grew, we would be number one. Not, well, I'd say we're number one, but we'd be some of the top hitters in the industry. But yeah, so people come to us all the time because we were there from like the starting point. And personal issues. How you overcome personal issues is stepping back and being honest with clients and the people around you. Like I said, we all are, navigating this world through different experiences in our own ways. Life isn't easy as it easy. Life isn't as easy for us or people as it is for some. So it's important just to step back. You can't have burnout because if you burn out, then you're leaving your company hanging. If you've got issues within like personal stuff or like family stuff or friends or home, step back and deal with that, because it will affect your business or like naturally if you don't. So I think it's just really important to just be really honest with yourself and know how much you can commit and give, to your business. Um, for my 3-year plan, normally I don't really share, but I just thought let me share with you guys. So my 3-year plan, VAMP exit, we want to sell VAMP, God willing. We want to sell it. We've been doing it for 8 years. When you build a business, you should think about your exit. Some people want to have their business until forever, ever, which is nice. But guys, sometimes read all about like your prolific business owners. A lot of their first businesses is the business that's taking them to the next level. So just think about your exit, just loads of different options. So we want to exit VAMP. I want to build more businesses. I love business. I studied it. Like I said, I've watched Apprentice since I was young. I don't know why that's my like thing, but I watched Apprentice since I was young. Since I was young, I read books. I read a lot about business people, and I just want to build more business. I think there's just so much talent, especially in areas that not a lot of people are looking in that can generate revenue, and I think I can support people in doing that. I want to invest in founders. I don't have the money yet, so don't ask me. Yeah, but I want to. I want to get a fund. I want to invest in founders. I think it's very important to believe in the new generation. I want to support young people. Sorry, support young. I want to support young people. I'm very passionate about that because I was a young person, of course, before, and I felt like I was very independent. I went to get my job, started working at 15, been working ever since, and I've just been tunnel vision. But I feel like if someone asked me what I actually wanted to do, because there was a time I wanted to be a doctor because my mom was a nurse and I used to watch loads of Grey's Anatomy. See, it's just like whatever I saw on TV, I was just like, that's what I want to do. But I wish someone actually sat down and spoke to me and showed me different opportunities. Creative business podcast. I want to start a podcast, just talking to people. Like I said, I want to be people's online mentors, and just give nuggets out to people as much as I can. Yeah. So this is the Q&A section of it. Hopefully, I was able to give you a lot of gems there, but I'm so sure there's loads of questions, so feel free to ask me as much as you can.
Yeah, that was really nice. Thank you, Christina. And we did have some questions on the chat while you were going through your slides. So shall we get on some? Well, Leanne and Natasha just said it is amazing, and we agree. And Priscilla saying really inspiring. I like how you leverage the co-founders. I think internship is a gateway to open up more doors. Um, to potential opportunities and doing it unapologetically. Cliff has an arsenal, I think, related.
Sorry, Cliff.
Comment. Yeah, one question is from Beck. Who are the best people you follow that you would
Mm.
recommend? And what's the best book you've ever read that changed your view on business and how you run, start, scale your business?
Yes. Oh, do you know what? I want to start with the book here, and this might be so controversial because I actually don't like him anymore. But Elon Musk, yeah, when I read his book at first, um, and it just talked about his whole journey because Elon Musk has the audacity, and that's the thing. He has the audacity to do anything. He thinks he can do anything. And I just believe that's how you should think if you want to be an entrepreneur or be in business. You should believe that you can actually just do anything. So when I read his book, this was like years ago, but I was really inspired by that. Um, but I'm a big podcaster, so like I listen to a lot of podcasts. So I want to give a podcast recommendation. So there's a podcast that I listen to called How We Built This, which is I think it's on NPR. You can find it on Apple Podcasts. But what they do is they talk about every single business and how they built it from initial stages to where they are now. And there's also another one called Business Wars, which I listen to, which is on Wondery. And it talks about like pitting businesses against each other. So, for example, they'll do like Domino's versus Pizza Hut, which seems quite, basic. But when they talk about their strategies to how they kept get like rivaling each other and getting on top of each other, it's very important to just think that some things are just so basic. Like it's not as big as having the most money. Sometimes it's about just thinking in a different way and just following your customer. So I'd say listen to some podcasts. I do read a lot of books, but I listen to more podcasts now. Um, Who's the best people you follow and would recommend? So Emma Grede, I don't know if you guys know Emma Grede. So she is a co-founder of Skims with Kim Kardashian, but before that, she had a talent management company, and she's from the UK and she's from Plasto Newham. So people that are like you always tend to um, kind of want to kind of be inspired by them. But she's also on Shark Tank and she's on Dragon's Den as well. So she's a great person to kind of listen to. I'm inspired by Beyonce, not because I want to be a singer, but because she just also has the audacity to just do everything she wants. So that she inspires me. Oprah Winfrey. Um, Hmm. So Stephen Bartlett kind of inspires me because when I was in university, I used to watch all of his vlogs. So before he was a big podcaster, guys, he was doing vlogs on YouTube. So that's how I found him in his day-to-day life. So he's a great person to follow because he also interviews other business people, and it might be good to kind of see who they are and be inspired. Um, who else inspires me? I think that's Oprah, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Next question from Priscilla is how did you initially make your business investor ready? Any requirements for capital revenue? Did you have investors along the way with low equity?
Mhm. So, like we said, we didn't have any investors in the beginning. We bootstrapped. But I think that if you know that you need money to start your business, get your make a deck. So there are investment decks that you can find online, or maybe I can send some to you if you want to see any. But you essentially produce a deck that shows the business, shows the market, shows kind of like a financial forecast of like how much you see yourself making. Um, and the customers that you want to get. That's how you basically pitch to an investor. But in terms of getting in front of an investor, nowadays investors are not just these random people that you don't know. Sometimes there are people around you. So the more you talk about your business to the people around you, the more people might be interested in it. So you might have a friend that might want to invest in your business. So um, I would advise doing that. And in terms of like capital and revenue, some people get investment without even making any money. Like it might just be the idea. So, if the idea is strong enough, someone might want to come in and just be like, I'll give you X amount and I'll invest in your company. But if someone does that, there's a high chance that they'll take a high percentage. So, they might want to take a large percentage because, you haven't even started the business yet and they feel like their ideas and they will be valuable in your company. So it's just a lot to think about when it comes to investment, because yeah, yeah, it's a lot to think about.
Jamie's asking, how do you push through your worst times, whether it's personal or business, when things are not going well?
The thing is with me, I watch a lot of reality TV. I think that's just what gets me out of the funk. Um, But I don't know, having co-founders is a big thing for me. I think if I had to do this business by myself, I don't know if I would even be 8 years in, because I probably would have given up ages ago. But having people around you that can push you, because it's not just my co-founders, it's also my friends. So I have a lot of friends who are very supportive. We employ so many of our friends to do stuff for us, finance, HR. They all have their own jobs, but we're like, can you come and do some stuff for us? And they support us in all types of ways. So just having those people around you, and I understand some people might not have that. They might not have people that support them. But I think just finding that fire within you, because like not everyone's going to believe in what you want to do. But if you believe in yourself, you will get somewhere. Just like the quotes that I've said, like you need to make that change in yourself. You need to do things for yourself in order to get to like the next level. Um, but yeah, I push through them because I just know that I just want to be an entrepreneur. I know when you set a goal for yourself and you set a bar of how you want your life to be, you have to keep reaching to get there. You have to, because you don't want to look back and be like, oh, I wish I could have, wish, shoulda, woulda, coulda. You don't want to be saying that to yourself. Vision board, create a vision board, I would say.
Really great advice, I'd say. Yeah, we have Hannah is asking, can you please give some tips on how to gain more customers? I think she's doing an online tutoring business,
Mhm.
supporting children 4 to 19 with English, math, and other subjects.
I think what I'd say is TikTok. I'm not too sure if you're on TikTok. You've got those people that are of age who are on TikTok, and you've also got their parents on there. So if you go on TikTok and you might have to show your face. I don't know how comfortable you are with kind of showing your face. You don't have to. But just maybe going on TikTok, creating videos that are you educate people on things, how easy it is to teach English. Maybe you can teach some English to people. I don't know what language is the other side of oh, sorry, English, maths, and other subjects. Sorry, I thought you meant teaching people English. But maybe you can show the way that you teach people on TikTok, and maybe try and produce a video using trending sounds, trending topics, and get people to come and kind of see what you're doing. I think that's the best way, TikTok. But also you can kind of start what people are doing right now is email marketing, where they start email groups where people sign up to like newsletters and stuff. So maybe you might want to create a newsletter, get people to try and sign up, and just keep pushing your product. Um, the last thing I'd say as well, maybe collaborate with other people. You can collaborate with other tutors who might not be in English or maths. Maybe someone who's in science, or there's like loads of other ways. Also, don't like neglect actual leaflets as well. Like going out and leafleting in certain places. Like that might be a great way to do it. Like going to popular places and just leafleting, or having like a little sign where people can see your face. That might be a great way to get new customers.
Priscilla is asking, do you think things would have gone differently if you had started solo?
Yeah, definitely. The thing is, with me, sometimes I just get distracted a bit. I'm such an entertainment person. I like to be entertained. So I think I can get distracted sometimes. And I think my business partners are people who we all give different flavors to the sauce, essentially. So, we all support each other in different ways. So yeah, no, I don't think I would have been doing VAMP solo. I probably would have done something else, but not VAMP. Yeah.
Yeah. Mona is asking, what takes a brand's marketing from good to amazing, especially without a big budget?
What takes it from good to amazing? I think thinking outside the box is the biggest like lesson I would teach people when it comes to marketing. I think people are so used to seeing the same thing. Of course, it's important to jump on trends. I'd say jump on the trend. There's a TikTok, Instagram trend that's happening, or a hashtag jump on that. That's great. However, think outside the box. Like if everyone is doing a certain thing, you do something else. I think, I don't know, I'm trying to think of an example. So for example, like back in the day, people used to make jingles, and jingles now are a bit like people don't do that as much as they used to. Maybe make a jingle for your business. That might be a great way to get people's attention, because that's also music. You can use that as a TikTok sound. Yeah, just think outside the box essentially, and read books about it. Yeah.
Yeah. That reminded me of a quote which says, copy and you die.
Yeah.
Basically, you want to stand out from your competitors.
We tell
Muna's
our
doing,
influencers all the time that, like, if you want to copy everyone else's content, then you're not going to be your own influencer. You're going to be someone else.
Muna is a business that does jewelry, by the way. So yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Adrian, who owns the Royal Candle Company, he's asking, do you work with small businesses like VAMP, and what would you recommend as the first step to approach influencer marketing, promoting business products?
I think before it was harder to approach influencers because there wasn't that many. And I think now because there's so many influencers, you can work with influencers on a gifting basis at first. I think that's the smartest way to do it. Of course, when you're just gifting someone, it might be difficult to get them to when you pay someone, obviously you can do contracts and stuff like that. But when you do gifting, it's harder to do contracts and stuff. So maybe it might just be finding people who are willing to promote your brand by just doing that value exchange of gifting. I think that's the best way to start. But if you want to pay an influencer, I just think, yeah, if you're a small business, like you shouldn't really be paying influencers to, well, you should. If you've got money, if you've got funding, if you've got all the money, do what you want. But if you don't have money, I just don't think it's the best thing to do in the beginning because you have to think about your return, your ROI. Like, is that investment worth it? You don't know yet. It's better to do things that you know that might be successful, which is running ads on Instagram, running ads on, TikTok and all that stuff, and then adding the influencer component to it after. Because what you can do is run an ad with the influencer in it, after, So maybe think about that. Hopefully that answers your question. But yeah, we do work with small businesses as well.
Yeah, and Adrian was also just asking if there's some like you could share about
Yeah.
it. Yeah. Maya is just asking what strategies have helped you build strong relationships with clients and influencers.
What strategies have helped us? I think in the beginning, we were providing a service that no one was providing. I think that's what helped us a lot. I think if you're going to approach someone, provide them with something that they haven't seen before or they haven't had recently. I think that's what's going to get their attention because getting customers is always it starts off by getting someone's attention first and then sustaining their attention. So I think like that's the best way, like provide something that's new. Get a contact. I know people aren't, as easy, they don't easily give out their number and email and stuff anymore. But I think an Instagram or a LinkedIn and then be in touch with them again. Say, can I send you a deck of my work? Follow up with that person, I think that's the best way. And then continuously building a relationship, like I said during the presentation, supporting them. Everybody loves to be supported. I think that's the best way to keep that relationship with someone. If they have an event, if they post something, if they do something on, with work, just support them. And I think that will get their attention. But like if you like, for example, if someone had like a hair company and they had a client base, the best way to do that is email marketing. I think people sleep on email marketing. Email marketing is the best way. Everybody checks their emails. I don't know anyone who doesn't check their emails. Even if they don't open it, they see it and they see the title and they see the little text that they see. So gathering that database and emailing people to me is still always very strong.
Yeah. Addy is asking, do you only work with influencers in terms of management, or are you open to managing other entrepreneurs that aren't influencers, social media personalities?
So we do creators, so we wouldn't say just influencers. Anyone who creates content or creates, we are interested in managing them. But entrepreneurs, I don't know, because as an entrepreneur myself, I'm kind of like, I don't know if you'd want to be managed. You're in entrepreneurship because you don't want a manager. So I don't know if you want me to manage you. Yeah. But
Yeah,
if you create something, of course.
yeah. Natasha's asking, how can you, in your opinion, how can you grow or share your message so it reaches the right people? I feel it's so fast paced in the
Mm,
digital world with influencers. So I'm just curious about this, she says.
that was such a good question to think about. So it reaches the right people. I think it's about building a community of the right people. I think my big key word for 2025 is community. It means just building a group of people that are interested in what you're doing. Like I think everyone's focus is too much on trying to get everybody's attention. You don't need to get everybody's attention. Sometimes just get the right people's attention. If you're doing hair, and you're doing hair for the girls who are very glamorous, build that community of women who are very glamorous, who go and get their hair done frequently, like find ways to kind of get in touch with these people. Um, and yeah, I think I just, like I said before about the leafleting, I just don't neglect old school ways of getting in touch with people and building a community. Um, it's not that easy to answer because, everything can be quite difficult. But I just think building a community and finding the right type of niche people that are interested in what you're doing will ignite word of mouth to the people that are interested in those kind of things too, because word of mouth is the strongest form of marketing. Um, yeah, that makes
Yeah.
sense.
And just to add and plug, the first masterclass is actually about creating your digital presence. So, and it will touch on social media and content. So we hope to see you there, Natasha. Yeah, Jamie's asking any unconventional advice or practice that contributed significantly to your success, which others
Mm.
might overlook.
I'd say like I appreciated someone said in the chat just being unapologetically you. I think that's very important. I think in this day and age, everybody wants to be like someone else. And I think if you are authentically you, speak the way you speak, walk the way you walk, you have your hair in a certain type of way, or you dress in a certain type of way, that is how people would remember you, and people would want to work with you. So I think authentically being myself and always just being who I am, I'm not, like everybody else when it comes to stuff like personal branding. I probably should do more. I should probably be doing more things, but I'm just not that person. I believe in like proper interpersonal relationships. I believe in like getting to know people one on one and in real life, not just online. And I think having that personality and developing that personality to get along with people and have great social interactions, I think is like the key way to just be successful because you never know, you might meet an investor just on the bus or on the train because you were nice to them.
Yeah. Maya is sharing that she's been working in the music industry for the last 4 years,
Mm.
working in event coordination and marketing, and looking into moving to the influencer space. So,
Mm.
given your experience to owning and changing industries to owning an amazing agency, what advice would you give in order to navigate this shift?
Okay. You know what? Like artists are kind of like influencers. I even think influence artists are harder than influencers. So I don't really know exactly what you did in your music role, but I think when you're an artist, you're ultimately very creative, and you only think about that music and stuff. But influencers kind of have that business mind because they know they have to push in order to make money, you know? So I think if you've already worked in music, I think working with creators is going to be like easier for you. You just need to kind of understand that uh it's very much business with them, as in like you have to go out and get them brand deals and you have to actively find opportunities for them. And you have to communicate with your talent as well. When you work with creators, it's all about communication. You could be putting in all the work, going out trying to get them deals and stuff. It might not come through, but to them it will look like you're not doing anything because they haven't actually tangibly got any contracts. But it's all about communication when it comes to creators. And it's also about your networking skills. It's very much about your networking skills. When you're a manager, when you're in the influencer industry, you need to be out there meeting brands. You need to be out there meeting other creators. You need to be meeting producers. You need to be meeting all the different types of people in the industry because and talking about your client and constantly talking about what they can do. That's what you need to do if you want to really excel in the influencer marketing industry, essentially.
We might have time for a few more questions, maybe for the next 6 minutes. So I'll breeze through them. Hopefully, we get to capture everything. Francesca's asking, she's building a friendship app for women, also runs events to build a community. What role does influencer marketing play in a growing platform like ours, and how can we leverage it effectively for brand awareness and engagement?
Mm. I think probably the best way to do that is, okay, you know what? A lot of influencers, so this is like an idea off the dome, but a lot of influencers have online besties. So they have all these people online that follow them and, they interact with, they know them, they get to know people if they follow them for years. Maybe work with an influencer to meet their followers in real life. Because a lot of influencers want to do meetups and stuff, but a lot of them get like, how am I going to do it? Maybe your app can do that. Maybe your app can, you work with an influencer, they tell their followers, I want to be here, and it's all organized by you guys. And then you take those people and you get their emails and you get them to sign up to the app. Yeah. So, yeah, that's my idea. But I think you're essentially building a community, and all influencers have a community because they have people that follow them. So I think it's just like a no-brainer that kind of fits in perfectly. You just need to find the right type of influencer that might want to work with you guys. Just sell them the dream, and maybe support them first on things, and then sell them what you can do.
Yeah. Priscilla is asking top tips to networking and effectively engaging them in conversations and nurturing their relationships.
Yeah. Okay. Networking. No, I feel like no one taught me how to network before I did it, but then I think I learned the hard way. But I think interests, talking about your interests and talking about things that have happened in the world. Guys, it's so important to know what's going on in the world. You know the great thing that young people have TikTok. TikTok tell you what's going on. At least you don't have to watch the boring news that we had to when we were millennials. Yeah, sorry. But I hate watching the news. But then TikTok has made it easier, and blogs have made it easier for me to digest what's going on in the world. So talking to people about those kind of things, not heavy topics, they talk about plane crashing and stuff like that, but talk about things that are going on in the world, speak to them about their interests as well. You might find similar interests between you and the person, just like, oh, what do you like to do like in your spare time? You might find something that you guys like to do, and even if you don't do it, your friend could do it and be like, oh yeah, my friend also does paddle. Like, just bring in something. You can find a way to land a plane, for real. But get to know the person naturally and organically. Listen to what they say. A lot of people like to talk. So, like, if I ask you a question, like, oh, tell me a bit about yourself, and if you start talking, it just makes it easier for me, because while you're talking, I start thinking, okay, I want to ask this question, then I want to ask this question, I want to ask this question. So give people that time, because it make you a bit anxious when you're talking to people sometimes, because you think, oh my gosh, I need to have all the answers. I need to be able to ask a question. But if you just let them talk, they will continue. So it will make it easier for you. Also, the best way to network, I'd say, which I've learnt myself, is in groups. So, like, say you're with someone, yeah, go to someone with that person, and then you all talk together. That's what makes it easier. Or if that person's talking to someone, join the conversation. It might be a little bit awkward, but just join it and just stand there and just like nod, and then you'll join the conversation. It's like easier like that, and then that person might talk to you because you might say something interesting. Yeah, so there's that. Find random events that you like. I would say bring someone. Like, of course, if you're building your business by yourself, you might just want to go by yourself, which I did a lot, but try and bring someone with you. And also, the more events you go to, you're going to find the people that network. And then the more you go to events, the more you'll see other people that do what you're doing. And then you can build that community, and then you guys can, talk to people. But just don't be afraid to talk to people. People can be like stiff at first, but then you can break that easily. Yeah.
Last three questions. Bruna's asking, how do you deal with competition? People copying your business, especially if they have funds to grow quicker than you do.
Yeah. I think I'm someone who, I don't really enjoy people copying me, but I like competition. I know it's so weird, but I believe business is all about competition. The only way you're going to grow as a business is if there is competition. Like, writers always say it. My friends who are artists always say it. I feel like they say, like, I feel like I'm at the top because there's no one who can compete with me. And like, you need someone that was always competing you, that will keep you going to like the next level. So there has to be competitors around you. That's just what's going to push you. But people who copy me, I don't really like that. But all you can do is just be better than that person. Yeah, all you can do is be better than that person. Yeah, because there are a lot of people who have started businesses just like ours in the industry, who have had funding and who have more access to us. But because we're so good at what we do and we've been doing it for such a long time, people kind of know that we're kind of the OGs in it. But there's, even if you're the OG and you've been doing it for a long time, someone might offer a cheaper rate than you. Someone might be able to do it in a different way or quicker. So, you just have to deal with it and just keep moving, but never let it bring you down, because you can't fall down just because someone wants to be like you. Everybody wants to be like everybody. Yeah.
This might be our second to the last or last one. Have you seen influencers on your roster convert their creativity into a business idea? How would you recommend elevating a creative output into a business idea?
That's a really good question. I think the best, there was this big trend where it still happens now, where creators or people with loads of following start a business, which is obviously, the best thing to do. If you already have a community of people that watch everything you do, starting a business and getting them to like buy into your product is kind of like an amazing launch pad. A friend of mine, has a business that helped launch Crepes. Crepes got Nala's baby, with the rapper Crepes, he's got Nala's baby. A friend of mine helped him launch that, in terms of like in concept, like from conception all the way to where it is now. And yeah, I think it's just an amazing thing to do. But the problem is you have to, I'm not too sure if you're asking me from the perspective of someone who is a creator or someone who's going to help a creator do it. You need to make sure that that person who's the creator is on top of things. Like the problem is with being a creator, you are already doing so many things. You're a producer, you're the talent, you're your assistant, you're your planner, everything. So building a business on alongside that is very difficult. So you just have to put things in place where you know that you can always commit. There are so many people who have built successful businesses from being a creator. Grace Beverly, obviously, like I mentioned, Crepes, the girl who has Reefy, like Cuckoo, all those women and people who've built businesses from having a community have done it because there's a lot of work that goes into it and they've had help as well. It's not just them. Um, so yeah, hopefully I answered that idea. I mean that question. Yeah.
Yeah. We have two more questions, but I think we will try to get on them. Maybe we'll just do a little wrap up because we might run out of time. So we have two more from Maya and Beck. But just to say that, well, first of all, thank you, Christina, for doing this session. You've helped us a lot with promoting it as well, and like just sharing your story with us and everything, all the inspirational um, stories that you shared throughout your career, throughout the being a founder, and I'm sure it's been really helpful for everyone. And just to say, to wrap up, that like we said, this is a program that's going to be running um, from now till September, and it's going to be starting with master classes and on starting with March every first Wednesdays and inspirational talks every third Wednesday. And the first step for that is for you all to sign up using the form, because that's going to be our basis to go through everyone's application and then match you up with a mentor. And then, yeah, pass it on to Laura if there's anything else you want to share, Laura.
Just the one thing that I put in the chat, which I forgot to say, that Christina has very kindly agreed to be a mentor on the program. So one lucky person here could be matched with Christina. So do sign up.
Yeah. Yeah, and as Laura also mentioned earlier in the session, this ends with a pitching event, which is going to be online. You get a chance to win a share of a £5,000 grant funding, and in order to do that, you have to complete at least three master classes and two mentoring sessions. So just reminding you all, sign up. Um, how to sign up? Just above this chat, I'll paste it again here. You just need to sign up using the form, and then we'll get back to you with matching you up, and then get to attend the master classes and inspirational talks. Yeah. So, and we got a lot of thank yous as well in the chat. And by the way, guys, you can speak, but like next session. But thanks for all the chat and for attending the session. Christina, anything else you'd like to share or close with?
I just want to say thank you for letting me speak to you guys for up to an hour and listening and taking in the notes. Just like Laura said, I'm on the mentoring. I'll be mentoring someone, so I'm happy to share more gems. But like, if you're building a business, even if you don't join this program, like the team have said, you can still be part of the talks. And when I was young, all I did was listen to people tell me and give me nuggets and stuff. So I really believe, it's worth kind of doing it. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Christina, and everyone. And we hope to see you at the next masterclass on the 5th of March on creating a digital presence. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks
Thank
so
you.
much. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.